Bookish Babes, and welcome to my book nook. For those that are new around here, the name's Rainy Barton, and I read a lot of different types of books. I honestly, thriller, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, dark romance, all the things. So if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe down below. It really does help my channel grow. So if you saw by the title, I'm reading a bunch of like mermaid and pirate like retellings, and a lot of them are really smutty. Why? Because it's Once Upon a Readathon time. If you don't know what Once Upon a Readathon is and you still want to join it, you can. I'll link videos underneath by here. It's run by Hannah, and basically there are 4 teams. There's Mer-Folk, Pirates, Djinn, and Dragons, and we're all competing against each other to see who can read the most books of like their element. And so I joined Team Mer-Folk because I'm obsessed with mermaids, and so I figured I was going to read a bunch of mermaid books. There will probably be one more vlog at the end of the month on like my second round of books, but I have at least 3 books in this vlog that we are going to talk about that you will see me reading, and 2 of them have mermaids in it and 1 doesn't, but I really wanted to read this book, and pirates and merfolk for this challenge are allies, so it works. And so the 3 books that you will see me reading is Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller, Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin, and A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halley. And so I'm very excited to get to all of these books and let you see what I thought of them, and we are just going to have a heck of a time with this vlog. And so I'm gonna let the vlog take over. Here we go. Hello, Mermaid Readathon update. I'm going to be a little bit quiet because of Little Babe. The first book that I am reading is not even a mermaid book, but it'll get points attacking towards pirates, so it's fine. And that is Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. The reason I'm reading this one first is because it was available in Libby, and it's actually a very quick read. It's a YA book, I'm pretty sure, and I'm already like 40% of the way through. I've just been listening to it as I clean my house. And so this one is about a girl, Melosa, and she is obviously the daughter of the Pirate King, and she's sent on a mission by her father to retrieve this ancient hidden map, which is this key to a legendary treasure trove. She's only 17 years old, and so she has to allow herself to be captured by their enemies on this ship in order to search their ship to find the map. And then but the problem is she's kind of falling in love with her captor, who's the first mate, Ryden, but she has a few tricks up her sleeve, and she plans that nobody's going to be able to stop the Pirate King. And so Ryden and them have kidnapped her, thinking that they're like kidnapping her to like make the Pirate King pay the ransom. And she is allowing them to capture her so that she can find the map. And right now, that's been the beginning of what's been happening, and now a lot more is building up between her and Ryden, which has been very interesting. I am very much liking this book. Like I said, it like reads super quick, so I'm already 40% of the way through with it. I'll probably finish it tonight or tomorrow. But then I actually need to get to like some mermaid books in this vlog, but it's fine. You know, it's fine. So we're just going to keep rocking and rolling, and we'll see where we get.
If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through.
Hello, friend. I have not updated this vlog in like a week. I read 24 books in May, and so I'm coming off a slump. And so I am reading very slow, or some days I'm not reading at all, because it is currently May or June 8th. And I've read 4 books, although one was like a 29-page novella. So we're living, we're loving, we're learning. But let's give an update anyway on the first book that I have completed and finished by now, and that I had said initially didn't have mermaids in it, but it does, so that worked out. And that is Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. Now, last I saw you, I think I was like 30% in. I have finished this book, and there is a mermaid in this, essentially, because the sequel to this book is Daughter of the Siren Queen, and so our main character is half siren, and she uses her siren song powers to, like, do different stuff. Like, there's a whole, like, part where she's captured, and this guy wants to see, like, what her siren qualities do, but, like, she has to have water in order to do it. Like, she has to drink or inhale water, and so it's different stuff, like, she sings to them, and they can forget, like, that she was there, or just like she can manipulate them to do what she wants, just like mind power stuff like that. And so this does have sirens in it, so I was able to use it for that. But this was a 4-star, It was a very, very cute YA piratey romance. It had some romance that I absolutely loved. I loved Ryder in this. Like, he was just a very, very cute love interest for her. And I really liked where it ended and like how it left off for the sequel. I will be reading Daughter of the Siren Queen at some point. Do I feel like reading it now? No. Although, should I read it soon? Probably, because I don't know when else I'm gonna like just pick up that book. Unless I do this again in a year and I, pick it up then. But I had the best time with this. It was just really easy to like go and read. Like, I loved hearing it. Honestly, I just got through it super quick. So I highly recommend this. This was just the perfect little piratey book. I'm very glad that I got to it. And yeah, so if you want one that's not insanely mermaidy, but like it has the siren stuff, which I've always been interested in, like sirens and their siren call. I mean, one of my favorite shows when I was little was H2O, the girls that like turn into mermaids in the water. Do you remember that? I'll insert a picture right here. That show was a vibe. It was a vibe, let me tell you. But we are taking a drastic turn, and we are going from this cute little YA pirate fantasy romance to some really dark and dirty pirate romance, of Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin, which I've been wanting to read for a hot minute. So let's segue over to where I'm at in that.
If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose.
Hello friends, I had reviewed watching The Little Mermaid and the file corrupted, so we're filming it again as I'm editing. And so I watched The Little Mermaid opening night with my sisters and it was so good. I am so shocked at how much I loved it, and they added new songs to it, and the one Uncharted Waters is probably my favorite song. I'm obsessed with it. I've been singing it for like days now and everybody's annoyed with me singing it. It is so good. I loved the whole movie. I'm very impressed. I honestly wondered how they filmed it, and I know it took them 5 years to film it. And I've been watching a lot of behind the scenes clips of how Hallie, she had to like train, she had to get really fit, she had to like learn, like do all of these exercises in order to like be in one of those harnesses, because all the stuff she does, like twirling around like a mermaid and all of that, she's actually doing. Like, they had to film her doing that in a harness. And I know how unbelievably hard that must have been, and so I'm just insanely impressed. And also, I know I'm not the only one that wants her and Prince Eric to be together in real life. And apparently she's like dating some rapper and he's not a good guy, and everyone doesn't want her to date him. They want her to date Prince Eric because he's like obsessed with her. And that's all I want for her. That's all I want for that queen. But that movie was fantastic. If you haven't gone to see it, you should. 100%. You will not regret it. I think we are going to go back again. Right, Lincoln?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am reading, like I said, Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. I'm reading it on the Kindle. I was going to buy it, but then I was like, what if I don't like it? I'm loving it. I can tell it's going to be a 5-star. I'll be buying it after this so that I can annotate it when I read it again, because I will read it again. It's that good. I'm only about 30% in. It's about a 500-page book, but it is so good. So in this one, it follows our main character, Benedicta, which her dad, who is like a famous like pirate king, like that's like being hunted for a mutiny, named Edric the Great. He calls her Bennett, and so her name is Bennett. She's 14 years old in this, and when it starts off, and in the beginning, she lives with her mom, who they used to be of noble status, and then she ended up getting pregnant with a pirate and lost that, and so in the beginning, she has made her daughter become engaged to this really old, gross man that's like 30 years older than her, and he's like disgusting, but that will give them nobility and status again in the world. And of course, Bennett doesn't want to do that, so instead of going to meet him for the first time, she runs off to go see her father, because her father, every time he comes to shore, he'll try to come visit her when he can. And so she goes off to see him, and within the first 10% of this book, shit goes down. This has probably one of the saddest, most intense openings to a book that I've ever read. Like, I was really sad 10% in. There's a lot of deaths, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Like, poor Bennett at 14%. But basically, her father leaves her a ship and says, the jade is yours when you're old enough, so like my captain or my co-captain will like teach you the wings. And so he takes her under her wings, and she basically becomes a pirate on the 7 seas, and her whole purpose is to find her father's treasure that he hid for her. And so she has to use maps and all this stuff. And unfortunately, she also has to run in with her ex-husband, who is this notorious pirate as well, named Priest Farrell. And there was a deception that happened between them, and so like she just doesn't want to be with him anymore, and so she's trying to deal with that. But then in the middle of that, she gets captured by another pirate named like Lord Ashley Cutler or something, and basically she has to allow Priest to go search for her and save her so she can escape and she can get the pirate's treasure, like her father's treasure. And so that right where we're at right now is where she just got captured by Lord Ashley Cutler, and it is just so good. First off, it is steamy. There's stuff that has happened. There was a sexual assault scene that was actually really terrifying. Did not vibe with that. But the way she writes is just so, like, it draws you in. It's very inviting. I'm just having the best time with this, even though I'm reading it slow. But I need to pick up the pace because I bought the Audible, so I mean, I can finish listening to the audio, but I want to be able to read it as well, and my ebook goes away in 3 days, so I need to get stepping. But this is definitely what we're going to continue with in this vlog, but I don't think it has mermaids in it, so there you go. I did not press record for anything I just said. Woo! All right. Hello, friends. I am coming back to you 2 days later. I have finally finished Sea of Ruin, and it was a 5-star. And it was probably one of the best books I've ever read, honestly. Definitely one of my best books of the year. I was just so impressed by this book and where it went and where it took me and the journey we went on with this book. And I was not expecting stuff that happened in this book. And so I'm definitely going to have a little spoilery section at the end because I've got to talk about this book. But it was fantastic. I just loved it so much. Like there was a twist at like 70% in that I did not see coming, and I had wondered if this was gonna be that type of story. Like there was something that I like thought about the romance that I thought was gonna happen, and then it kind of like gave me a twist in a way that I wasn't expecting, but it was still so good. I will say this book has huge trigger warnings on sexual assault. I have never read a book, honestly, with so much sexual assault in my life, and there was a pretty bad beating moment in there, and like it was pretty dark. Like I said, this was one of the darker romances I've read. Like, I would say even a little bit darker than Still Beating with, like, what was going on. And that's saying something. So, just be prepared for that. I did not always like it. It was a little hard to read, hard to stomach, but I just wanted to see the story through to the end, and I think it was a beautiful story. Priest and Ashley Cutler are both, like, book boyfriends to me, like a pirate and a pirate hunter, and they're both so fabulous in their own ways, and they're very handsome, and I just love me a piratey man, apparently, because this book worked for me. But I'm going to really quickly say the little spoilery part about the romance, and then we're going to whiz through. So if you don't want to get spoilers, then don't listen to this part. I'll put up a spoiler tag. I was wondering if this was going to be a polyamorous romance. I figured, I was like, because at about 70% in, it was like she was in love with Priest, her ex-husband, or her husband, technically, they're still married, who was the pirate. And the reason that they are not together is because he cheated on her while they were together. One night he went to like see his ex-lover apparently, and they spent the night together, and she gave him a letter and she found it in his pocket one day, and so like she didn't trust him ever again, and so she ran away from him. But she's okay with letting him try to save her because she needs someone to save her. So she has her husband, Priest Farrell, who's like a notorious pirate. And then she has Lord Ashley Cutler, who's like the Commodore that is supposed to take her to England to be hung because he hunts pirates. And now he has fallen in love with her, and so he wants to change the plan, and he wants to actually find Priest to help save Bennett. And so you have both of them. And I thought it was going to be a polyamorous relationship because I thought for sure, you know, that like she loved both of them at 70% in. And I was like, well, what are we going to do? Like, who is she going to pick? I can't see her not picking both of them. And then, lo and behold, you find out that they know each other, and she walks in on them on a very steamy scene where they're almost about to kiss, and you find out that they are the lovers. Priest, or Ashley, Lord Ashley Cutler, was the one that Priest went to go be with for that night. Apparently, they've known each other since they were like 12, and Priest worked for Lord Ashley Cutler as like his like servant person. Basically, they like formed a friendship and then a romance out of that, and so they were a thing. And so it gets a little hot and a little steamy with this three-way relationship where they all like just love and mesh and live with each other. And then Lord Ashley Cutler leaves his Commodore status to go live on the high seas with Priest and Bennett, and they're just this throuple. They're a throuple. That blew my mind. I thought it was going to be polyamorous. I had no idea that they were going to know each other from before, or that they were going to be a thing already, and that that was going to be the lover. Was not expecting that. But was I here for it? 150%. Okay, we are done with spoilers. Like I said, that was just so steamy. Ugh, this book is I'm going to be marinating on this one for a while. But I'm going to go and change. I'm going to get my next book. I'm going to actually change out some stickers on my Kindle, and I'll probably let you see that process for this while I'm doing it. And then when I get back from taking a shower, I'll give you an update on the next book that I've picked up, which is A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halley, which is a dark Little Mermaid retelling, and I'm about 20% in. I have some thoughts. So I'll be back. Okay, excuse my messy desk, but these are all the stickers that I have to work with. I've gotten some, I'll say where I've gotten them from. Like, the ones that look like spooky Halloween fun retro ones are from Remarkably Rach for Summerween. These ones that are like Villains Do It For Me and the smut ones and all those, my TBR is full of trigger warnings. Those are from something smutty, I think, or it's probably smut. I'll link all these sticker companies underneath. A bunch of these ones are all, the rest of them are basically from Book Babe Designs because I'm obsessed. I'm really sad though, because I bought another sticker and it said Raise Hell, Read Books, and I cannot find it. It has disappeared. But I'm going to work with that, and then these are the ones that are on my Kindle currently, and so I'm going to play around and see what we go to.
If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. And if I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. I wanted to be saved before we lost our way. We were picture perfect.
All right, the new and improved Kindle, and I am loving it. And my little pop socket, if you don't know what it says, is in a world of bookworms, be a book dragon, because what else do you need? Hello friends, I'm in the car giving an update on A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halley. So, I am 20% into this book. I just started it this morning. I started it based off of, oh gosh, I can't remember her YouTube, but it's April. I think it's Happily April. I'm gonna link her and her YouTube underneath here. But she read this book, and I had been wanting to read this book. It had been on my TBR for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then I saw her review of it, and I didn't want to wait any longer. So, it is a dark Little Mermaid retelling, and I actually really love the way that the author provides trigger warnings in this book. Like, she explains, like, what's going to be in it, like, whether you should read it or not, and, like, strongly urges you not to read it if you can't handle, like, the certain trigger warnings, because she doesn't want you to be upset. So, I really appreciated that, but I'm doing fine with it so far. So, in it, we have our girl Marin, who is Ariel, and she, of course, you know, traded her voice to, like, become a human when she was 16 so she could marry Prince Eric. But in this story, Eric is not all that he seems to be, and he beats her savagely, and he's physically abusive, and he's just a terrible person. And so, of course, she's wishing of course, she's wishing that she hadn't made a deal with the Sea Witch in order to, you know, be a human. And so she's wishing that she could go back and reverse this whole deal. And then, of course, while her and her prince are out to sea, like, because he loves, like, going and, like, stealing stuff from, like, Spanish galleon ships, this pirate, like, ship of, like, the dead, they're called, like, the Brethren of the Blood or something. And the most notorious pirate out there, notorious pirate like Ramsay Bones, ends up meeting them and capturing them. And so this is the story, I believe, the romance between her and Captain Ramsay, and, like, I don't know what's going to happen to Prince Eric in this, but so far what has happened is that we've been introduced to everyone. And Prince Ramsay also has a reason, or not Prince Ramsay, Pirate Ramsay also has a reason for why he needs to see the Sea Witch, and so she plans on using that to her advantage to hopefully, like, get out of captivity with him. But it's been really good so far. I really love the pirate. Some witty banter stuff has happened between her and Marin, or him and Marin, and I'm just living for it. So I'm having the best time, and I can't wait to continue on with it. Hopefully I will get a lot further in it tonight after I get home from running a couple of errands with my son. We're headed to Target and Trader Joe's and all that, and so I will check back in with you in a bit. Good morning, friends. Hanging out with my son. It's Sunday morning, and so I'm going to give you my final update on A Ship of Bones and Teeth. I finally just finished it, and it is fan-freaking-tastic. 5 stars. I can't tell what I loved more, whether I loved Sea of Ruin or whether I loved A Ship of Bones and Teeth. This was just so good. I was just so into it the whole entire time. Every time they talked about, like, the stories of mermaids and the sirens and just all, it was just so good. And I loved the relationship between her and Captain Ramsay. It was just so cute, so banter, like, so much full of banter, so witty. I just had the best time. And I liked the whole idea of, like, the skeleton crew and the Brethren of the Blood, and, like, there was, like, this twist in the middle that I was not expecting. This was so good. I want to read more Karina Halley's books, but I think she reads, no,
why not?
But I think she writes a lot of romance. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't really know what else she writes, but I'm very glad that I read this. And I am just so beyond excited. I'm so beyond happy with this vlog and how it turned out because this book was so good. There were so many good quotes in this. There were just so many good parts of this. I just love all of it. And like April was saying in her vlog, I would love to have I would love to see this, I don't know, even as a movie or like as a TV show or something. Like I want to see the Kraken. I want to see the Sea Witch. I want to see all of the different, I'm so intrigued in this world. And I really think that she should write dark romance books for like all of the fairy tales because this was so good. This is probably one of my favorite like dark like fantasy romance retellings that I've read. Like I loved it way more than Hooked. I loved it way more than other ones like that. So Miss Hallie, I strongly appreciate this. It was, I wish I could reread this again. It was just so good. I'm definitely going to buy a physical copy of this as well because I definitely want that. But overall, this was a vibe and I had the best time with it. So that concludes this vlog. And in it, I read Daughter of the Pirate King, Sea of Ruin, and A Ship of Bones and Teeth. And if I was going to put them in order, A Daughter of the Pirate King would be at the bottom. And if I had to pick this right now, I feel like I would probably put Sea of Ruin and then A Ship of Bones and Teeth. I honestly really, really loved this. But I loved Sea of Ruin too. So you know what? I feel like they're just at the same level right now. Like I don't know which one I loved more because they were both so good in different ways. But this vlog was a success. I will probably have another mermaid vlog up at the end of the month, because I do plan on reading more mermaidy things so that I can get more points for my team. Let me know if you're participating in Once a Readathon down below, which ones you like, which books that you've been reading, what team you're on, what books I should prioritize, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.
If I only knew how to make it true.